This is the anatomy of a murderer, the true story of a villain no longer far away, a potent poison working its way into our community, toxic chemical waste that threatens the health of you and your family. What is it? What does it do? Who can stop it? Ernie Anastas investigates dioxin in search of a killer on Eyewitness News, all this week at 6 p.m., only on Channel 7.
Jennifer Beals from Flashdance tomorrow at 9.
What the hell do I do now? Ian knows everything. What difference does that make? The question is, where is Raven? He's in some kind of trouble and nobody knows where. Why didn't she tell me where she was going when she called? I've got to find her. What do I do? Well, I'll call my car. Mike, this is Skylar.
Yes, Sky. Have you heard any more from Raven?
No, I haven't, but Ian was here. He just left, and guess what? He knows everything. He knows all about the little games we've been playing with him.
What? How could he possibly know? Who could have told him?
Who else but our old chum, Cameron? But listen, that's not important now. What's more important is this. Ian told me that Cameron is holding Raven hostage.
All right, Cameron, don't move a muscle or I'll blow your head off.
Raven, what are you doing?
Don't try any funny stuff, because I'm not kidding.
You're not? In that outfit? You must be. Unless you're thinking of going to a costume party.
No, I'm planning on getting out of here now. Put your hands up.
Raven, you're wasting my time, a commodity I have precious little of right now. How about just handing me the gun?
Don't move!
I hate to tell you this, but the gun is as phony as the uniform.
Oh, come on, Cameron. You expect me to fall for that?
It's the truth. Well, go on, pull the trigger then. Go on. Go on, shoot me, Raven. Oh, Raven. Such a sissy. I'll show you how to do it. Bang. You're dead. See? Now let's go. We've got places to go. Get out of that ridiculous outfit.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by new Enriched Prel. New Prel puts the ooh in shampoo. And by squeezably soft Charmin bathroom tissue.
Mr. Gordon's never tried Charmin. Watch me get him. Mr. Gordon, quick, help, help, quick.
Oh, so this is Charmin.
Haven't you ever tried it?
No. Is it good?
Squeeze it.
It's soft.
And
cushiony.
And
squeezable.
Gotcha.
Mr. Whipple, did I hear you tell him to squeeze the Charmin?
You did. Listen, I know once people squeeze Charmin and discover its softness...
They'll be back for more.
Huh? Just squeeze the Charmin and... I got you.
Charmin. The squeezing gets you, the softness keeps you.
Who put the ooh in shampoo?
New Prel, that's who.
Now Prel's enriched to give a new kind of ooh. New Prel puts the ooh in shampoo.
Now there's a whole new feeling to Prel shampoo, because now Prel has a soft new fragrance. Now Prel has special new silkeners you can feel while you shampoo. Ooh. Now Prel leaves your hair feeling soft and silky after. Ooh.
New Prel puts the ooh in shampoo.
And what does that do? Ooh. Ooh. Puts Mix it in a special new formula for dry hair, too.
New Prel puts the ooh in shampoo.
I'm not going anywhere with you, Cameron.
Please don't argue with me, Raven.
I am staying right here, and I'm not going to budge, and neither you or the CEA can make me move an inch.
Look, I'm not feeling very well. I don't want you to argue with me now.
Oh, you want me to say I'm sorry?
No, I don't expect your sympathy, but I do expect you to listen to me when I give you an order. Now, take off those clothes.
I am not going to take off my clothes with you standing there.
Raven, the last thing I'm concerned about is watching you take your clothes off now. Now, go ahead.
Turn around.
Oh, come on now, no jokes. It hurts when I laugh.
Then we're at a stalemate because I ain't moving.
Raven, I'm through catering to you. You understand that? I have lost a lot of blood. But you are going to lose a great deal more if you don't cooperate and do as I say right now. All right. I regret having to do... Run, Raven! Ah! Damn it! Run!
Idiot. So smart, weren't you? And yet, taken in by a beautiful woman. Think back. So many little things that should have been obvious. Finding Raven with Sky at the engagement party. The way she threw her bouquet right at Valerie on our wedding day. And her holding me at a distance on the honeymoon. She wasn't sick at all. And all the time, she and Sky were carving me up into little pieces. And to top it all off, I've lost a phone book. Slaved, sacrificed, schemed to get it. Almost in my hands. And then it slips through. Face it, Deborah. You're an amateur.
Ian, what are you doing sitting in the dark? Why didn't you turn on the light?
Oh, I didn't notice.
When we were children, I used to find you sulking in the dark after you'd had a spanking.
History repeats itself.
Oh, have you had a spanking?
You might say that I'd been disciplined.
Ian, what is wrong with you? You haven't been this depressed in years.
Oh, it's nothing.
Don't tell me that. You're suffering. I want to know what's bothering you.
All right, Camilla, I'll tell you. 2 of your wishes have been fulfilled.
What are you talking about?
The first one is, I'm retiring from the ring. I'm giving up this espionage business.
Oh, Ian, if only you meant that.
But I do.
Well, forgive me for seeming doubtful, but I've heard that from you many times before.
But this time, I'm deadly serious.
Do you mean you found that miraculous little thing you've been looking for?
No, I'm afraid I didn't.
Then how can you talk about retiring? I know you. You wouldn't be happy unless you acquired that thing.
No, you're wrong, Camilla. This time, I failed. That thing, as you call it, is gone for good. There's no possible way I'll be able to get hold of it.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I made myself a promise when I began this search for the Holy Grail. And that was to retire whether I found it or not. Either way, it was going to be my last hurrah.
I see.
Oh, come on, Camilla. You've been on at me for years to give up my profession.
Well, yes, this news is wonderful. Makes me happy. If it's true, nothing could please me more.
But there's one other thing that mars the circumstances. The final result was to have made the difference between a life of luxury for me or another profession. I'm afraid the latter now applies. I'm facing 9 to 5.
Oh, Ian, that's awful. What do you intend to do?
A short while ago, I was offered the position as head of security in a major manufacturing firm. This firm had suffered because of industrial espionage. So, if the job's still open, I may just take it.
Ian, do you think you could be satisfied with this work?
Why not? What could be better than a spy, or rather, an ex-spy, sniffing out all the other spies? How does the saying go? It takes one to know one.
I think that's wonderful. With your expertise, your background, you'd be a valuable asset to any company.
And think of it. I'd be on the right side of the law for a change.
You might even find that you enjoy that.
No more sitting around in dingy hotel rooms waiting for a knock on the door. Creeping around alleyways, aliases, and stupid code words. But the trouble is, no more fun.
Now, don't let that change your mind. I think you've made the right choice. But tell me, what's the other wish you had in store for me?
My marriage to Raven is over.
When Gemini 4 first launched men into space, Tang Instant Breakfast Drink went with them. Since then, people everywhere have launched the day with Tang. Because nothing fuels up your family like a nutritious breakfast in Tang. Tang has a fresh orange taste, a full day's supply of vitamin C in every glass. And it costs about 1/3 less than orange juice. From Gemini to Columbia to Earth families. Great mornings have taken off with Tang. Launch your day with the goodness of Tang.
What can ruin a fruit and cereal lover's morning? Running out of fruit and being left with just cereal. But that won't happen with Post Raisin Bran, the fruit and cereal lover cereal. Because Post packs 3 packs of plump, sweet raisins into every box and combines them with the crispiest bran flakes, so you can get raisins in every spoonful. With Post, you won't run out of fruit, and that makes the morning. Post Raisin Bran, the fruit and cereal lover cereal.
Come on in, sit down.
Thank you.
I don't think this night would ever end. Want some coffee, too?
Oh, yeah, sure. Except the stuff you have here, tell you 2 out of 3 doctors wouldn't recommend it.
What are you talking about? This coffee here, this coffee and the commission are the only 2 things that keep me going. How do you like it, dark or light?
As is.
All right. As is.
Thank you.
You don't like it much, do you? I didn't mean the coffee. I mean this business tonight with Cameron.
Oh, listen, I didn't mind treating him. I was happy to be of service. I just don't like to treat a bullet wound that goes unreported.
However, in this case...
I know. I got a stretcher point because the chief of police himself has asked me.
There are reasons.
Well, it would ease my conscience a lot if you just give me one.
I'm afraid I can't give you any more details. It should be enough for you just to know the man's an agent with the CEA.
All too hush-hush for me to know anything about it.
That's right. I can tell you he's working on a case based here in Monticello, and it's very big.
All right. I won't ask any details. I got enough to think about anyway.
Oh, that's right. Nicole Strauss in a few days.
I wish I could repair the damage of that as easily as I did Cameron's bullet wound.
How's she holding up?
Nicole? She's incredible. The strain she's under must be unbearable, and on the surface, she just seems to sail right through.
I wish there was something I could do to help, but you know my hands are tied.
I know. You and Mike have done everything possible within the law. Just gonna have to get through the trial, get Nicole acquitted somehow.
As a friend, you know I'll be here.
I know you will. Meanwhile, I got something else to contend with.
Do you? What's that?
My little sister-in-law is up to her ears playing detective.
Jody? What do you mean, playing detective?
Oh, well, you know our young friend from the video disco, that preacher Emerson?
Yeah, I know him. What about him?
Jody thinks he may be involved in Nora Fulton's murder.
How could she possibly think that? Doesn't she realize that he was already cleared of any involvement in Barbara Montgomery's attack? Barbara's own statement said that Nora was responsible.
Yeah, we know that now. But Barbara was in a coma at that time. Jody thinks it's possible Nora was blackmailing Preacher, holding the crime over his head, even though he didn't do it. Because at that point in the case, it looked very much like he could be guilty. So Jody thinks that that might be motivation enough for Preacher to silence Nora once and for all.
Now, that's awfully far-fetched. If there was something there, we would have found it.
I know, that's what I told her, but...
Well, then you tell her that I said she should stay out of it. Stop playing with matches or she's going to get burned. This Preacher could be dangerous if he's provoked.
Oh, well, it worries the hell out of me, too.
Well, put your foot down with the girl.
Foot down? It doesn't do any good. She's not a girl anymore. She's a young woman with a mind of her own. A very stubborn one, too. Well, I guess I better go.
All right, thanks for your help tonight, huh?
Yeah, make sure I get my commendation from the CEA in the morning, would you?
Well, listen, maybe I can do better than that. Maybe in a few days I can let you know exactly what's been going on.
I would like that better. Okay, good night.
All right, good night.
Listen, Derek, you don't think it's at all possible that Preacher was guilty of Nora's murder, do you?
I thought you wanted to take the credit for that.
I am still the prime suspect in my own mind, yeah.
He hasn't been on the list of ours. I don't see any connection.
Well, wait a second. You can see one now, can't you?
It's a very thin thread.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're hanging by right now. Very thin thread.
Would you believe I'm 25? Same here.
One of these skaters isn't 25. Dwan Smith is 37 with a family of 3. They both look so young. But do their hands look young? They do.
I've always taken care of myself, especially my hands. When these hands do dishes, it's with Ivory liquid. The name Ivory has always meant mildness to me, so I know it'll be gentle. The rich suds help my hands stay young-looking dish after dish.
Have you guessed yet? Who's 37?
I'm Dwan.
You don't look 37.
Oh, thanks. I think the skating helps.
What helps your hands look so young?
Oh, that would be my Ivory liquid. You know, you can't beat it for mildness. I'll race you, kid.
Mild Ivory liquid helps hands look young.
Just because I rode away for a free bar of Safeguard doesn't mean everyone else can use it.
Give me a break, Dad. One try and I was hooked in the lather. Anyway, it's a free bar.
Yeah. Why should you be the only one who gets all that Safeguard deodorant and soap protection? I tried it. I liked it. I need it.
And don't forget, the fresh scent.
Well, what about these soaps you paid good money for?
They just don't have that combination of rich lather and great protection like Safeguard does. Here, it's a little small.
Better a small Safeguard than no Safeguard.
See for free how great Safeguard is. Write free Safeguard, Post Office Box 8000, Clinton, Iowa, for a bat-sized bar coupon. Then watch Safeguard become the smallest soap in your house.
Got here. I've been waiting.
You got here as soon as I could. Have you had any more news?
No, I haven't. I've been climbing the walls wondering what's happened to Raven.
All right. First, tell me exactly what Devereaux said. Did he say why Raven was being held?
Because of the phone book. If you think about it, everything has to do with the phone book. By the way, it seems that Raven has found it.
She has?
That's right. It was in Ian's home computer. I mean, here he is searching halfway around the world for it, and it's right there in his study.
Are you saying it's not a book at all, not even a document? It's a computer program?
That's right. With Jeff Brown's diary as the key. You see, that diary wasn't in secret code. If the people who'd looked at it had been chess players, this all would have been over with a long time ago.
You mean it's in the form of a chess notation?
Exactly. You follow the moves that are in the diary. And then afterwards, a list of names appears. And that's the phone book. Well, Raven played the game, and now Cameron is over. I just realized something.
What?
When Raven called me, she was in a hurry. She didn't tell me where she was going, but she said that she was going to solve all our problems.
You think she took the phone book with her?
Yeah, but if she did, if she gave the phone book to Cameron, then why is he holding her hostage? Why did he pull a gun on Ian?
Something must have gone wrong. Maybe Raven refused to give it to him.
Why?
I don't know. Possibly she wanted to use it to bargain with him.
Well, why would she have to bargain with him, Mike? I've got no charges hanging... That's right. Raven doesn't know. See, I didn't get a chance to tell her on the phone. She doesn't know that I don't have any treason charges hanging over.
Sky, I still can't buy the idea that Cameron would stoop so low as to threaten Raven's life.
That's going too far. Yeah. That's what Ian said, that it would be going too far for an agent of the CEA, but perhaps Cameron isn't working for the CEA.
But of course he is. We know that. His credentials are...
I see you're beginning to get the drift.
Devereaux thinks that Cameron is not what he appears to be, that he may be working for himself or some other country.
Which means that the phone book may have fallen into the wrong hands.
I just hope he's wrong. He's got to have made a mistake, Sky.
Yeah, on one thing, I'm not mistaken. Cameron has the disc and the diary. Ian gave it to him to save Raven's life. Now, why don't we hear from him, Mike?
This is 74. Connect me with outside services. Yes, Andre, it's me.
Good. David, how are you?
I don't think you want to hear the answer to that. I'm sure you don't. I just hope I survived this long enough to see it through to a successful conclusion. No, you started up the disc.
I'm putting the game in, move by move.
Good. All right. It should take you about a half an hour to play it out. At the conclusion, the computer will spit out the phone book list on the screen. Maybe I'll even get there in time for checkmate, huh? How's that for beautiful symbolism?
David, you've worked a miracle.
The miracle will be if we get out of the country with the disc. Now, look, a lot of things have gone wrong. We've got to make plans for our immediate departure. And I mean immediate.
Here we see an irritating rash, inflamed, itchy. Now the same skin area after treatment with a medication. Rash gone, itching gone. The medication, maximum strength cortisone 5, with the highest concentration of hydrocortisone available without prescription. Look, itchy inflammation goes below the skin surface, but cortisone 5 gets under the itch for fast relief and help in healing. Maximum strength cortisone 5 gets under the itch for fast relief and help in healing.
Little Lisa and her grandmother are baking muffins for Daddy. Same recipe, but 2 different pans. Now, the critical moment. Uh-oh, Grandma's in an ordinary pan are stuck. But little Lisa's muffins flip out perfectly. The secret is out. She used Baker's Secret. The bakeware with a secret surface. No sticking, no tearing. Not with Baker's Secret. With muffins, breads, all cakes, the secret is out. Baker's Secret.
On All My Children.
So you were just going to walk out on me. Stop it! I've got news for you. Nobody walks out on me, understand? Nobody.
All My Children.
Sky, the consequences of this are terrible to contemplate, but I have to admit, it would explain a great deal if Devereaux is correct.
Well, it would explain why Cameron is willing to stop at nothing to get what he wants. If he is working both sides, then he's going to have to be ruthless.
And that's just the word Nancy used about it.
I just hope that Ian is wrong.
So do I, for the sake of the country. After all, he has one of the top intelligence jobs.
I wasn't really thinking about the country, Mike. I was more concerned with Raven. I mean, if this is true about Cameron, if he's as ruthless as all this, then we'd be fools if we believed his promises would win.
Meaning his promise to Raven to set her free if he gets the phone book?
Yeah, well, it would be all too easy to break that promise, wouldn't it?
But why would he want to harm her? He hasn't harmed anyone up to now, physically.
Can you be sure of that?
No, I can't.
And if that's true about Cameron, if he really is that ruthless, then he might just decide to silence Raven before she tells the truth about him.
Sky, all this speculation isn't going to help. I think I'd better get in touch with Derek Mallory. May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Oh, sure, no, I'll take the call. Mike, I'm sorry. I got your message. I was just about to call you back.
That's all right, Derek. I know a lot more now than when I first placed the call.
Yeah? Well, how's that patient doing?
Cameron? That's a good question. For one thing, he left our house shortly after you and Miles left.
Huh. Well, I can't really say I'm surprised. That's the kind of guy he is. I just hope he doesn't wind up flat on his back in a hospital in 24 hours.
From what I just heard, he's too busy to be sick.
What do you mean?
From what I just heard from Sky, our friend Cameron is holding Raven hostage.
Oh, Mike, come on. You're not serious.
Because presumably she has the phone book. Why he thought it was necessary, I don't know.
In his condition?
Now, I don't know when he had her hostage. It may have been before he came to our house for that bullet wound. Eric, I think you and I had better get together on this right away.
All right, I think you're right. I think I can... Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, come in. What is it, Harper?
I got something you'll be interested in, Chief.
I'm sorry, you caught me at a bad time. I can't talk.
We just arrested somebody outside for impersonating a police officer. Wait till you see her.
Her?
Come in.
It wasn't easy getting this crew to try a caffeine-free cola. They didn't want to give up taste, and they didn't with new Pepsi Free. Leave it to Pepsi to make caffeine-free cola taste this terrific. Pepsi Free. There's regular and sugar-free with 1 calorie. I knew they'd like it.
The taste is positively Pepsi and it's caffeine free. Positively Pepsi free. Pepsi free.
Next to my big kitty, I adore the big taste of chocolate in this little Hershey's Kiss. Quiet, Woodrow.
For the big taste you can't resist, it's the big taste of chocolate in a little Hershey's Kiss.
Next to my big friend, I love the big taste of chocolate in this little Hershey's Kiss.
Hershey's Kisses, the little kiss with the big taste.
This is Marlo Thomas. Nobody traps a man better than Raven, even if he belongs to somebody else. Well, move over, Raven. I've got some things to say about love, sex, and marriage tomorrow night.
Tonight, the Fonz tries to cure a lovesick buddy who keeps buckling under to a woman who does him wrong on Happy Days. Then Laverne jumps on the bandwagon to help elect her dad councilman on Laverne and Shirley.
Nation's capital, a city filled with important and impressive institutions, symbols of America that are known around the world. And of all the institutions in Washington, one of the most respected is David Brinkley. Watch ABC's World News Tonight with David Brinkley.
Tried the Diamond Crystal Salt Cling Test and proved that Diamond Crystal clings better than the other leading salts. Diamond Crystal, first in its class.
I'm Ernie Anastas. Coming up today on the 5 o'clock Eyewitness News, a traffic chaos created when New York City's one traffic computer broke down. The computer controls traffic lights on all the major roads in the city. We'll have a live report on that, and we'll also have this for you.
Is there an eviction ahead for a family that calls themselves hillbillies? I'm Gloria Rojas. I'll have that report from New Jersey.
Also, a possible solution to sufferers of hay fever and...
Diet Pepsi won't go to your waist. Oh, Diet Pepsi, one small calorie.
Great Pepsi taste that won't go to your waist.
Good afternoon, I'm Bill Butel. Tonight at 6 o'clock, a bit of a worry for people who buy home movies. Bob Blanchard is going to show us the proof that many home cassettes sold as new may really be nothing more than recycled rentals. Also a medical breakthrough that may one day allow parents to choose the sex of their children. Maxine Black on the making of a television commercial. Join me with Roger Grimsby at 6, right after the 5 o'clock Eyewitness News with Ernie Anastas and Kaiti Tong.